What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. This is the Sunday Sports Edition. I got my man Corey in here today. We're gonna give y'all a preview of our thoughts on what's going on with the Ravens and the Dolphins. We're gonna do a preview on the Ravens and the Dolphins. What's up, Corey? What's going on?
Not much, Doc. Happy New Year.
Yeah,
Merry
man.
belated Christmas to you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Happy Hanukkah.
yeah, man. So let's jump right into it, man. The game, 1:00 today. The Dolphins and the Ravens. The Ravens sitting in they control their own destiny. They sitting in a pretty good position. What's their record? Their record is 12-3.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, but even though they're 12-3, it still would help them to win at least one of these next two games. They got
So they're fighting for the home field throughout the playoffs.
Right.
So Miami just in the way. That's all.
Yeah.
We're gonna smoke them too.
Yeah. But that's the hope.
They're gonna get dusted off the day too.
Yeah. That's the hope because So let me see. Miami is 11-4.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts though? What's your thoughts on Miami? Like.
I mean, they're a good team. I mean, they got some dynamic players on there too, but they haven't seen the likes of Bowling Break.
Yeah.
So I ain't gonna give them but so many accolades. Like I said, they got some superstar players over there, but they ain't on the caliber of Bowling Break.
Right. I think that Miami, they haven't seen lately the Ravens just been they haven't, like you said, I agree, they haven't seen like the likes of the Ravens. And with the way the Ravens been playing the last few games, man,
see that defense, despite some of the injuries we have suffered, but we got to lights out defense.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Miami defense is not lights out like our defense.
Right.
So but offensively they can kind of match us, but I still think we got a better running game. I still think our quarterback is better. So until they can conquer somebody such as the Ravens, I'm gonna put them, behind us. We have pretty much been faced with, adversity after adversity, and we still been.
Yeah. And I'm thinking that what are the Ravens 3.5 point favorites, something like that?
Man, I don't even get into that that FanDuel stuff, man. Yeah. I don't even be looking at none of that. That stuff is kind of like a distraction to me.
Yeah.
They could say we not, lately we haven't been, even when we played San Fran.
Well, I think it was 6 point
under them. Yeah. So, what I'm saying? I don't pay nothing to that. As long as we come out there and play our style of football, that's all I'm looking for. You know what I mean? Lights out, good defense, and Lamar can control the game without putting too much pressure on. The offense is making mistakes.
Yeah. So what do you think though? What did you think about last week? Was you surprised the way the Ravens
not at all?
They went to work with San Fran.
The defense was let me take that back. Defensively, I didn't know that we was going to be able to be that dominant on the other side of the ball.
Yeah. I
know our defense is good, but we took them out of their whole game.
Yeah.
Defensive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Offensive was already, I was like, yeah, that's just the Ravens style of ball. But the defense, we had 5 interceptions in that game. That kind of stuff like that is kind of unheard of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So mentally we was in their head.
Yeah.
So we just capitalized on the mistakes that they made.
Yeah, the Ravens defense did go to work on them. The guy Brock Purdy, they was everybody was he is
crazy.
Yeah. That was a lot of crazy.
And I ain't know I didn't see what accolades. Like I said, the NFL and there's an agenda behind some of this stuff. So they give certain teams and Patrick Mahomes, they praising him, stuff like that. And I'm saying to myself, I just sit back, I observe some of the other teams, but my team is great. But I just be observing, I'm they just started really getting on the bandwagon with Lamar this season.
Yeah.
Right? They started, I'm starting to hear some of these football analysts really speak up, giving him a little bit of, some props. But we have to earn our way every single year.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing. Like when you mentioned, like Lamar really getting his props because he really wasn't too many really people talking about him as far as like being in the MVP conversation.
No. And that's fine.
Yeah.
He proven it that he's an MVP quarterback. He's proven it. So, and today, if he can sustain the same success, it should be no question.
Right.
He beat Miami today. It should be no question. He should be #1 candidate for MVP.
But even like outside of Lamar, even like outside his performance for last week, I thought that some of the accolades that Brock Purdy was getting was like a little bit too soon.
True.
You know what I mean? Like you even had Jerry Rice came out and compared him to Joe Montana.
Because the narrative.
Man, that's
right. It's the narrative. But how you gonna put him with Joe? Man. You know what I mean? Purdy hasn't put in those. He hasn't put that work in.
And just because he had the same calm demeanor as as Joe
Montana, and two, he has more superstar players on his team. That team has been to me, I think so. That team has been developed over the last 2 years. Like they've been adding pieces to the puzzle to make that team a contingency team. You know what I mean? But no.
Yeah. I mean the way the team is set up, they strong at every position. So all they really was this was solid, and that's what I think Brock Purdy is. I think he's a solid quarterback.
Well, he's the whole.
Yeah. As long as he don't make mistakes like he did this like last week, throwing all those interceptions and stuff like that. I think what I mean. I think they're a solid quarterback.
Well, yeah, I mean, but still, like I said, it's too early for me to be giving him, It's way too early.
Yeah.
And he got a good taste of, being on that pedestal, how quickly you could be knocked off that pedestal. Ravens gave him that.
This wasn't the last game when they played the Ravens. That wasn't Brock Purdy first time wetting the bed, so to speak, as far as like, you know what I mean? Like in big games, he was, he just was a whole different quarterback.
True.
So, but and I don't want to, I don't want to seem like I'm bashing Brock Purdy, but it's still a process, though. You know what I mean?
True.
Even like Lamar is going through a process too.
All quarterbacks in the National Football League got to go through that.
But don't give them just automatically give them the crown just
because but not to cut you off, but I'm saying it's an agenda to me that's driven. Mm-hmm. And they gave him that, they put that pressure on him.
Yeah.
To, to be that, I guess, the quarterback, like the sensation that to me he didn't earn yet. He didn't earn it.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a lot of the accolades that he gets in the comparisons he gets to like Joe Montana. All of them.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, but so as far as like what you think like the key to the game is for the Ravens? Like who are we going to stop on their offense? Like
it don't matter to me. Like I don't put emphasis on who we have to stop. I put emphasis on our game plan.
Yeah,
they got to come with a game plan for us. That's my main thing. I don't look at an individual player, none of that. No team that we play. As long as we play our style of game, I don't worry about that.
Yeah, I know that. Like as far as their wide receiver, like what's his name?
Tyreek Hill. That's one of them. But but
you gotta admit, Tyreek Hill is special.
Yeah, and listen, and at the end of the day, he has to perform at an elite level to beat us, right? So, but if our DBs and our defensive line come to show up today, they ain't gonna have time to, really worry about that. Because see, that's what I'm saying. Like the same thing with San Fran. If we put them into distress, right, and knock them off of their, pedestal, it's not gonna matter what their game plan is, as long as we stick to what we got to do. We got to come at them and smash them in their mouth. Period.
I'm thinking that Tyreek quiet is kept. I think Tyreek Hill probably will get banged up too.
And Waddle is too. So that that's what I'm saying. Like, on emphasis is can they be not one dimensional? Like, do they have a running game? No, they really don't. So what are they going to do with their dynamic wide receivers is not in place? So now they got to step up on other avenues. Like for us, we got a running game, we got tight ends, we got wide receivers now. So it's like, and we got Lamar.
Yeah. So, and I'm thinking like as far as like you said, their running game. I think their running game is probably like that. And I think if we can put pressure on their quarterback.
To it, that's all. That's my whole thing. If we disrupt their game plan, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't care who's out there waiting for the ball. If our defensive line can get some penetration, we get in there, disrupt them.
Yeah.
We unstoppable.
But I know that's what Deion said. So he like, I don't even worry about the wide receivers. He said, I'm focusing on the quarterback.
That's it.
So,
that's the main game.
Yeah.
Because we proved that with San Fran.
Yeah. So I mean, as long as the Ravens can play their game and they can stay healthy now.
Yeah, I think, man.
We'll be in good shape.
And I don't see nobody in the National Football League at this point. I mean, Lamar was hurt the last 2 years,
right.
So he couldn't showcase what he was capable of doing. Plus, we didn't have the weapons that we have now.
Yeah.
So, as an organization, we dialed in. We added some pieces to the team that we needed. Mm-hmm. And like right now, the only thing that we have to worry about is staying healthy.
Exactly.
As an organization, staying healthy. That's the hardest part right now because nobody can beat the Ravens but the Ravens. So as long as we stay healthy, we're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. You know what? I was saying the same thing too about as far as like the Ravens being able to stay healthy. Like, as long as Lamar don't feel like he needs to do everything and he can pick and choose his spots, you know what I mean? He got options.
Poise. He's showing you the poise right now. He showed us the poise. The last 2 games we had, he showed you the poise. Even with the Rams, he showed you he can be poised in the pocket. But when needed, you know what I mean? He gonna go and take them. He gonna use them legs. You know what I'm saying? He don't have to rely on it as much as he did in the past.
Yeah.
So, but that's a weapon.
So that's my point. Like, so if he had options, he can keep the defense off balance. You know what I mean? Like, run at certain times. Pick like I said, pick his times to run, and so. But if you can limit Lamar to like, well, all he's gonna do is run, then you can keep him.
Yeah, and right. And that's where I notice in our play calls sometimes they have made adjustments to that, to kind of keep that, like don't make us one dimensional with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now Lamar can kind of like, based on the calls and plays that he can then make those adjustments in the game.
Yeah.
And I've seen in the past, like there was kind of like a little difficulty for him because it was so much relied on his footwork.
Right.
Now it's that gut. I mean, he hitting you with everything.
They got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, they hitting you with everything. So it's like, we got triple threats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, as long as Lamar is comfortable in that pocket, it's lights out.
Yeah. So look, what about our wide receivers like Zay Flowers? I'm digging Zay Flowers.
Yeah, man, that's a blessing.
I'm digging.
Yeah, that's a blessing. As long as Shorty stay healthy, you know what I'm saying? And see, we might have talked about it previously, but Lamar saw him out anyway. You know what I'm saying? So when we lost Hollywood Brown, he was the primary best fit for that position. He stepped up with Hollywood, kind of like fizzled on out. I liked Hollywood, but to me, Zay is just a little bit more dynamic.
He's more dynamic, and to me, like he showed a little bit more maturity
in the chemistry that him and Lamar got.
Exactly.
Like he seemed like he was there for 3 years or more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This boy is a rookie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So just imagine moving forward in the future with him and Lamar can do.
And see, that's what I'm thinking.
Terrible.
To Zay Flowers, his maturity.
Yes.
Like, whatever role they put Zay Flowers in, he came right in and he stepped into it.
And last week, like he missed a few cues, like balls went through his hands, but he didn't allow that to be. That's where I agree with you with the maturity.
Right.
He came right back in, and whatever play was called, he executed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On some completions that we needed, he stepped up, and even when he faltered, he showed the maturity in the game to pull it through when we needed him to.
Wait, I just got let me see. I set my mic. Let's see. Let me see it. Go ahead and say something.
Test it. Test it.
I mean, you coming loud, coming through loud clear, man. Hey, put some, Mike, put something in the comment and let me know if you can hear me now. In the comment on the podcast, let me know if you can hear me now. I don't know what's going on.
We need our engineer. We our engineer.
Yeah.
She working from home.
I mean, I can hear it. It's coming through loud clear for me. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, all right. I'm saying my mic sound like it's a little bit far away. Let me try. Okay. How about now, Mike? Give me some maybe because I'm moving around. I should have better let me know that I should use the wireless mic.
Yeah.
She said she can hear me. You see, I can hear you breaking up a little bit. Yeah, so I know the next time in the podcast what I gotta do is just use the lavalier mic like yeah, so we're gonna just go ahead and we good. I made a little adjustment. So now so what we talk about Zay Flowers and yeah man I like Zay's maturity. You know what I mean? Like he came right in and stepped directly into like whatever role they give.
The same thing with Likely. Like, you know, we down Andrews and Likely stepped up for us.
Yeah.
So I mean, like everybody on that team, man, it's like it seemed like they've been playing together for 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
But the new accolades and the pieces to the puzzle, but everybody gelling together. That's why I say it's our time, man. It's our time, and I don't see nobody stopping us from going to the Super Bowl. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I think as long as we can get like all 3 phases of the game, you know what I mean? Just at least 2 out of the 3 phases of the game, you know what I mean? Like the defense and the offense clicking, or the offense and special teams is clicking, and everybody else is solid. I think the Ravens, I think they
keep the turnovers down, make a lot of unnecessary mistakes, you know, and we've been doing well with it. So man, I'm telling you, at the end of the day, Ravens going to see.
I hope you're right. I and see like the way like in the way everything is looking now, as far as like in the AFC, it's looking like the Ravens are like really the team to beat. You know, Kansas City not as strong as you know.
And they had a run, right?
Yeah.
They had a run, and then they got exposed. For the, you know what I mean? But don't take Patrick Mahomes out of it. But I just think now it's somebody else's time, and I think Lamar. It's been Lamar's time. He just didn't have, you know, the weaponry that he has now. So he had to patiently battle out and watch, you know, Patrick Mahomes and some of these other guys, you know what I mean? Even with Jalen Hurts over in Philly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but it's Lamar's time now.
Well, I think, and you know what though, I think that like you said, it's like if you're gelling at the right time of the year, you know, and that's an important part of it, just to be gelling at the right time of the year. And I think the Ravens are gelling at the right time of the year.
And you gotta look at schedule too.
Yeah.
Some people take that into consideration, some people don't. Like our schedule was tough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, to me, in my arguments to other my associate friends that I have that are football associate, you know, I always speak on, you know, who you play. You know what I'm saying? In your schedule. You know what I mean? It's some teams, to me, favorably, their schedule is a lot lighter.
Yeah.
But for our schedule, like, you know what I mean? It's always a challenge.
you know why?
I mean, look at the AFC in our division alone. Look at how Cleveland, like Flacco, they just beat the Jets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they're gelling at the right time. You know what I'm saying? And then Pittsburgh just won their last game. You know what I mean? Dominated. They got like over 30 points in that game. So, I mean, in Cincinnati. So I'm just saying, like, we can't fumble the ball.
And you see, like, we need one of these last 2 games.
Yeah, we're going to get it.
We need one of these.
We're going to get it. But that's what I'm just saying. Like, if you just look at how, our division, like, man, we got lights out division. Like, the teams, like Pittsburgh can beat anybody, Cincinnati can beat anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now with Flacco over there in Cleveland, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, we can't sleep.
No.
So next season, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be on and popping because they might keep Flacco over there. I don't know.
Yeah, that's. I mean, if Flacco gets into the playoffs, man,
we can say
that is up.
I would love to see.
Yeah.
I don't have no animosity with Flacco at all.
Yeah. I mean, I'm rooting for Flacco.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him too. Yeah, absolutely.
Baltimore, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you imagine coming off the couch, man, and just leave? You know what I mean?
And the rivalry that we used to have with the Ravens and the Cleveland, that's like the rivalry we had with Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I mean, if you moving forward and you take one of your biggest arch nemesis and defeat them on the road to the Super Bowl, come on, man. Look, the naysayers can say what? The haters can say what? It's nothing you can say.
Yeah. So Pittsburgh still have a chance of getting it.
They need help, but they still got an opportunity to slide on in the back door.
Cleveland is scary.
Yes.
Cleveland is scary.
Yes, absolutely.
That's scary right there, Cleveland. Like, they already, I mean, even without Flacco, they already, you know what I mean? Their defense, I think they say defense
was lights out.
One in the league.
It was lights out.
Yeah.
That's all they was missing was a quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what they're gonna do with Deshaun Watson. I mean, they can save some money if they keep Flacco.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't know what his contract agreement was.
Well, to be honest though, I think even though Flacco is doing pretty good, I don't think Flacco is beautiful.
Well,
he might be able to give him like another 1 year, another year or two. He might be able to. But how old is Flacco?
I don't think the age thing. Yeah. But see, he hasn't been injury prone, stuff like that. He stayed consistent.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just saying, like, as long as that offensive line can provide Flacco.
Oh, he will be dangerous.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now, if that offensive line start getting beat up, banged up, Flacco because he's a pocket quarterback.
He's pocket quarterback, but then Flacco moves pretty good in the pocket too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if he step outside or he know how to slide to the open spot, probably can get rid of the ball, and
that's because of his maturity in the game.
Exactly.
He understands what his strengths are.
Yeah.
He ain't doing nothing no more than what he can do. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, the way the league is, mobile quarterbacks the future.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Flacco is an old school style quarterback. You know what I mean? Like the Tom Brady quarterback.
Right. Yeah. So that so I'm looking to. I don't know what the Ravens will win by, but
As long as they win, I don't care. I don't look at none of that because 1 point, game over.
1-0.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So all right. Let's move on to. I want to talk about so still the Ravens, but like with John Harbaugh, so if John Harbaugh wins, if they make the Super Bowl and win, this will be the second Super Bowl.
Right.
So what do you think, like his legacy? First of all, do you think he get enough credit for being a good coach on a national level? I mean, I think people here in Baltimore appreciate it.
See, the decision he made after Flacco showed me that he had compassion for greatness.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because we were struggling, you know what I mean, to get to the playoffs. So when they made the decision to get Lamar, and then when he elected to allow Lamar to kind of facilitate, I thought that was brilliant on his behalf. So then they signed him with a new extension, you know what I'm saying? So
Do you think when Lamar first came in the door, I think Harbaugh was kind of like on the hot seat.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But he had to trust Lamar.
Yeah.
Right? Now he took a gamble. Right? His career was on the line. But see, you gotta remember that year, Lamar showed MVP, boom, out the gate. But then we got knocked out by the Tennessee Titans in the first round of the playoff.
Yeah.
But after that, you could see where Harbaugh was like, look, this dude is true. Let me do these things and give him a lot of control aspects. You know what I mean? From a head coaching standpoint, he didn't fight it; he assisted him.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you look at it from that standpoint, you coming from Harbaugh took over at the Brian Billick. Yeah. We had a dynamic defensive team, right? This is, you can say now, this is his team, right? So he did what he needed to do from a coaching standpoint to make this signature team, his team.
Yeah. So this is definitely
so his team. Right. So I'm gonna give him his praises and his flowers now as a head coach, because he could have fumbled the ball, but he didn't.
Yeah, because I think if they had to stop with Joe Flacco for too long, he might not even be here.
And it's hard, like even with Pittsburgh, for any team in the National Football League, for their premier quarterback, when do you make like even with Tom Brady, right? When he left Belichick, look what they're doing over there. They struggle. So it's hard to say when it's time to make a new quarterback adjustment. You know what I'm saying? That's a big gamble to leap out on faith to bring in a rookie quarterback, right? Because some teams, their star quarterback get hurt and they get replaced with their quarterback. That's how Ben Roethlisberger came into play due to the Baltimore Ravens. You know what I'm saying? So when we made that decision to pull Lamar into that was brilliant. And look at how many teams duplicated and made a ditto stamp of a Lamar Jackson style quarterback. Everybody in the National Football League wanted to run and throw in type style quarterback.
So that's definitely the way of the future. And I think, like we were saying, if Harbaugh get another rank, man, I think that'll be a second rank. And I think you think that puts him up there with with the likes of Andy Reid.
Oh yeah, he got to compete with Andy. I mean, he came under Andy,
right.
But to be able to get 2 Super Bowls in the National Football League, that's monumental.
That's big.
He on his own. You know what I mean? He don't have to compare himself to anybody, because to repeat in your coaching career, to get 2 Super Bowls under your legacy, right? Yeah, that's monumental.
Most people don't even get one.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, to be able to get that big championship, and he's still young. Harbaugh not an old dude.
And I'm thinking, so all right, so this little so if the Patriots go to the Super Bowl and they win the Super Bowl now, like I said, with them still being young, the Lamar being young, man, you never know if this might be the start of. Because
of course,
I think Kansas City still will be good in the future, because I think they're gonna just retool. They're gonna put some receivers around, and tighten up their running game, the offense. I think basically they just gonna retool and and just take it from there.
And too, like, some teams develop a formula that works from the coach and the offensive coordinators and defense. They get a system that works, and then sometimes you get knocked off the system because of trades and players and stuff like that, the injuries and stuff like that. Yeah, I still believe they're a top elite team in the top 5. You know what I'm saying, in the AFC. But I mean, who do you want to model yourself? As far as a team, who do you model yourself by? Like, you got Kansas City, you got the Buffalo Bills, you got the Ravens, you got Philly, you got, I don't even want to mention Dallas Cowboys, but I just said it. But anyway, so when you see these teams out there that can be lights out, You know what I'm saying? You got examples of what you want, and I'll give San Fran, you know, their flowers. But I think in the next 4 years, all those teams will still be in elite.
Yeah,
they'll be
probably gonna be in the 50.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And even Jacksonville, you know, they creeping up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the AFC is it's beautiful in the AFC.
Yeah.
It's a lot of teams in the AFC.
I'm thinking of like John Harbaugh. He can win another Super Bowl. That'd be big.
Yeah, and I don't see right. And if he can keep the same electrifying team that he had, he can grab another one before he retires.
We're gonna just let him get this first.
Yeah, get the first. Yeah, get this. I mean, second one. Yeah, get the second.
But I want before we get out of here, though, do you think that Kansas City, the Chiefs, do you think it's already shown that they are missing Tyreek Hill? But do you think that they are now missing Bieniemy? Bieniemy now with the Washington Commanders.
Listen, all that affects your game plan. You know what I'm saying? Like I was speaking on Tom Brady. You know, they had a system that worked.
Right.
So they would take non-elite and elite players and bring them to a system that Belichick had in place that could make a bump player look good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Kansas City, yes, they hurt by it.
Yeah.
It definitely hurts.
And I was going to say the same thing, especially like the way Kansas City offense is now.
They were high powered.
Right. And so, well, the adjustments, I think that Bieniemy, like if Kansas City had Bieniemy, they would be making certain adjustments. Instead of like going for the home run play and you know, and the flashy play, I think Bieniemy would have him, what's the quarterback name? Mahomes. He would have Mahomes doing more, you know, like more check down because he's under pressure a lot. He's doing more check downs, more screens and stuff like that. But you know, I think they go for the home run play a lot. You know, too much.
And I think that's because he's desperate.
Yeah, it's true.
See, Patrick got a lot of pressure. Patrick Mahomes got a lot of pressure on him too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because of his past accolades he had.
Yeah.
So now you want to stay in the top 5 quarterback stature, and you want to be able to keep this narrative going. Yeah. So I think a lot of times on field he puts too much pressure on himself to try to stay in the top 5 quarterback situation.
Yeah. And then a lot of that times he not as patient. He haven't had to be patient early in his career as far as like, you know, because opportunities. He had Tyreek Hill, he had Kelsey. You know what I mean? So they had all those weapons.
And the gimmick plays that they had. So they did a lot of gimmick plays. But see, and here's the thing. It's only for so long other teams' defensive coordinators are figuring you know what I mean, calling you out on your shit. So so now he like, you know, he trying to ad lib a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Then he trying to like, you know, showing that he still, you know, can still do these things. No, you know what I mean? You gotta switch it up a little bit. You know, and I think that's where the difficulty is because he don't have all the pieces that he needs.
Exactly.
You know, he don't have all the pieces.
So he has to play like accordingly, you know what I mean? Like take what the defense gives him. So
pretty much.
You know, because you know they still have a talented team, Kansas City, and Patrick Mahomes just has to be just take what the defense gives him and play to their strong points. I think if Bieniemy was still there, I think they would be doing that more so. And not to say that Andy Reid is not a good coach. You know, Andy Reid, one of the best coaches in the business, but I think Bieniemy too is. I think his absence is definitely.
Of course, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, they got to figure it out.
Yeah. I think you know, and Andy Reid's been around a long time, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna figure it out. That's why I said like moving forward in the AFC, man. I know Kansas City still gonna get it.
And when you look at it, like all teams is faced with these different dilemmas, right? And it's so many different moving parts. Players being traded, rookies coming in, stuff you gotta do, making these adjustments to try to. It's really hard to see a dynasty anymore.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like from the old school days of the Cowboys and the Minnesota Vikings and the old Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right.
Like those teams, you know what I'm saying, stayed together with their dynamic players for many, seasons.
Yeah.
But nowadays, it's like guys opting out, going here, going there. Like they now just, and I'm just going to elaborate on this situation with Russell Wilson. He just got benched.
Oh man, yeah.
Right. And when you look at it from the standpoint, the team trying to get something out, them trying to get something out of them. So, it's like I guess they saying their season is over.
Yeah.
But now let's see what we can do on his back end as far as with Russell. And there's players and teams that he can go to.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's unfortunate that they're gonna sit this man down and the season is still going on. And I'm like,
and they still had a chance. They still have a chance of making it to the.
I mean, yeah, but you can zipping it now.
Well,
like
it was money.
And I understand it, but play him out.
Right.
Let him go ahead and play the rest of the season now.
I mean, that's almost like tanking. You know what I mean? Like either you tanking. This is not a situation where they tanking for players for draft. Maybe so, maybe not. But it's more so a situation that they tanking for like to save the team money.
But from an organization standpoint, right? You brought him in over there to try to change the narrative, right? The day he stepped in the training facility, it's been controversy, dynamic. The players not trying to, you hearing all this locker room shenanigans stuff going on. The man, all he wanted to do was play football. It ain't okay. You gave him the money, right? He signed a contract with you all to play football. How you gonna take this man? He didn't have all the dynamic tools like the Patrick Mahomes, the Lamar Jackson. He didn't have all these weapons, right? But you gonna bench him?
Well, when he got there, he was under the impression that like it was just going to be a process. You know what I mean?
Of course, and it takes time.
Yeah. So,
right. You know what I'm saying?
Also, Sean Payton wasn't there when he got there either. And I can understand, like, all right, if you're a new coach and you're coming in and you want to move off, you're not gelling or vibing with this quarterback. But it's a way to handle that situation. And I don't think, like, coming in the door, Sean Payton was like, it was just, he was more of a disruptive force. He was like, the way he handled it.
He was a football analyst.
Yeah.
For what, a year or two? So, and Roger, and to come back into the actual live aspect of the game, like you inside talking about football, then you're coaching football. I mean, a lot of
it's hard to
Gruden tried that. When Gruden came back to the Raiders, right? That transition is hard as a mother.
Because you gotta, it's almost, it's definitely like starting.
You are starting
over. Team,
you know what I'm saying? And you gotta have people believe in you. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you with the chemistry. You have players to believe in you. So how do they even know your system even gonna work? Because you've been gone.
Well, see, he was relying on that pass because he didn't win a Super Bowl. But also Russell Wilson won a Super Bowl.
You remember Joe Gibbs, right?
Yeah.
From Redskins.
Yeah.
He out there racing NASCAR, right? Yeah. Came back. Did it work?
No, it didn't work out for a lot of people.
It's a hard pill to back. Yeah. It's hard in general just to leave the sport itself. Period. And try to come back.
So, well, that's why I understood the reason why. Remember the guy who was supposed the Steelers before Tomlin got there. What was his
name? Well, he commentate now.
Yeah, he commentate now. And he used to get off.
Yeah. But I don't think he's too old school. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like when Mike Singletary went over there to San Francisco, they fought him tooth and nail, but he was a hard knock type coach. Type coach. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And he was on disciplinary, and he was holding you accountable for your actions.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That didn't look too good on his way out, but yeah.
Yeah, that whole Russell Wilson situation. And I'm not even a Russell Wilson fan. I just think that the way the coach handled that, the way the team handled that, it don't make them look good either. Because if you're a free agent and you look to go somewhere and you got this philosophy and you want to, like the way he just did Russell, I don't think it makes him look good for free agency.
And GME, like it's a whole lot of foolishness going on.
Yeah.
But like I said, at the end of the day, you brought him over there with the intentions that he was going to make a difference. I mean, some of the games that I did watch, I was impressed with what he had. But to bench him,
yeah. Well, before they even benched him, they asked him a few games ago to take a pay cut.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking like, all right, so if you sign a guy to a contract and you come back later on, you ask him to take a pay cut, to help the team out.
I mean, we can go politically with this. We can go like, really, who do you ask in the National Football League as a quarterback to take a pay cut?
And then if you're taking a pay cut, like, all right, so like, should I like do you want me to still perform the same way? Like,
Why would?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, if I'm getting $10 million, you're like, all right, well, I want you to take 8. So, all right, so, do you want $8 million of performance, So, it's just great. Only, and coaches they don't ask coaches to take pay cuts.
Nobody takes a pay cut. I mean,
any other profession.
But this is what I'm saying. When you take a deal, right? That's a contract.
Yeah.
I signed this. You agreed to this.
Yeah.
So why you gonna come back to me after? I mean, there's things you can do within the organization, like they bench. I'm not really taking no cut of my money.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. I got all about that.
Yeah, man, it's like, and it's unfortunate, right? And I still think Russell has a lot of good football in him.
Yeah.
But in behind the scenes, you know what I mean, locker room stuff, like, from a fan standpoint, we just seeing what we see.
Yeah.
But there's guys that don't want to play for certain teams, but they know they're under a contract season, and they know that they got to do certain things to be able to opt out of their contract.
Right.
But that don't mean that, they're going to conform to the expectations of what you think they are. No, because they're not happy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But they got to be patient so they can get to this next phase and get out of that organization.
I think the Denver Broncos, though, I think this is going to come back. This move right here.
It's going to bite, man. It's going to bite.
Like Sean Payton came in on the wrong foot, because he came in talking about the last administration that's already there. You know what I mean? Like, that's if he wasn't there, then like, what business of that is yours? You know what I mean?
And Sean Payton ain't the polished head coach. I mean, when you came from New Orleans and they would put boundaries on players.
Yeah.
Now, he act like he ain't know. You know what I'm saying? But he
right.
put fire behind that, and they disciplined him.
Right.
And a few players been disciplined with the bounty thing. You know what I'm saying? So, like, who's Sean Payton?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I just think he was a little bit too far.
Yeah, I mean, and rightfully, he should have just let the season be what it's going to be, and then wait until the all season to make adjustments.
But again, it was about money. You know what I mean? And
they all making money.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit through somebody else. Yeah.
Especially in the quarterback situation, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's an elite situation. Me and you talked about it, previously, but like, this was an agreement that the organization made. He had to take the team to whatever he thought he could do, possibly with it, and perform.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, man. We covered everything that I had on the docket for today. So you don't want to make no scoring prediction for the Ravens and the Dolphins.
I just want to win.
Yeah.
That's all I want. I just want to win. Like I said, they could beat it by 3 points.
Yeah. They
could beat it, by 1 point. I just want my Ravens
to just take a win.
Yeah.
And then once if we get that,
I'm gonna stand on that anyway. So yeah, it don't matter what it is, point wise.
And everybody come out healthy.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think, Odell Beckham, his presence, you know what I mean, by him being a veteran, I think his presence is helping out too.
Yeah, I mean, and he hasn't, you know what I mean, like at the end of the day, like we don't rely on him. But when we call on him, he's been doing what we need him to do.
Yeah.
And that was my whole thing. He's like a good decoy.
Yeah. And he's somebody you can't sleep on. Or when you do sleep on it, you do sleep on him, it's gonna bite you.
But see, he brings the element of a veteran wide receiver.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't go wrong with that at this time of the season. This is a playoff run. So yeah, you gotta respect who he is. Definitely gotta do that.
Yeah. All right, man. Ray, we good now. I want to say that make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And also you can go to urbanplatformfashion.com and pick up a hoodie. We have the black hoodies, the pink hoodies. We have gray hoodies. Also, we have long sleeve t-shirts. They come in black, gray, and white. We got short sleeve t-shirts also that come in black, gray, and white. So yeah, definitely definitely make sure to go to urbanplatformfashion.com and pick yourself up a hoodie or a t-shirt. Yeah. So and also make sure to tune in next Saturday. We'll be here Saturday. What time we going? Saturday at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
Yeah, 2 o'clock Saturday.
But let me give one shout out to my co-host, man. Who, you know what I mean, who's going to the game today. And he's rooting for the Miami Dolphins.
No, he's not.
He's rooting for the so when he can see this showing,
Yeah.
You're a hater and you're a Dallas Cowboy fan.
How Dallas Cowboy fan is rooting for the
So yeah, stay tuned next week, y'all.
Yeah.
Please come in next week because I'm a roaster.
Yo, we're gonna have to drag
we're gonna fry him. I'm gonna fry him.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
I'm gonna
drag
fry him.
Yeah.
So yeah, he dodged the bullet today, and he's rooting for, as he say, the Miami Dolphins. But yeah, and he hasn't gave me any feedback on last week's game. So yeah, stay tuned next week, y'all. Come in and watch them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna fry him.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So with that being said, man, we appreciate y'all support. And like I said, tune in. We do live shows every Saturday and Sunday. So hit that likes and subscribe button. Also the notification. So when we do a live show, y'all be able to catch it. You can even participate in a live stream. That being said, we are out. See y'all.